Hello traders. If you want to make money, you have to put the time in, and it's after hours, Tuesday, May 31st, and this is the time that I go through and I review the stocks that look particularly attractive during the course of the day. This gives me a chance to unwind. Also, the price action is still fresh in my mind, so this is kind of a relaxing time for me, and this is when I get all the stocks that I'm going to be trading ready for the next day. So I have this list here that I created yesterday, and these are the stocks that I traded today. So when the opening bell rang, I knew exactly what I was going to be looking for. It's a very, very easy process for me. And tomorrow I'm going to record the list that I found tonight, and I'm going to use it to trade tomorrow, and I'll show you the routine that I use each morning. So you can see the markets at the all-time high. We had stocks pulling back most of the day, and then they rallied late. So I'm going to be looking for bullish stocks. In particular, I want breakouts. I want heavy volume. I'd like to see some follow through. Those are the primary ingredients. If it's above major moving averages, even better. I am not looking for dogs. I am not looking for bottom fishing here. There are stocks that will have a huge sell-off. This is the SPY, so just as an example, this big drop here. I would not be looking for stocks that had anything like that and then a mini bounce. I don't want that because that bounce could be only that the next day. Everything looks good, 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 and then the rug gets pulled out from under you and the stock stages another decline. I want to know that buyers are close at hand. So let's take a look at my list. I'm not going to go through every stock, but the first thing that I'll do tonight is I'm going to go through and I'm going to remove stocks that no longer fit the bill. So one of the stocks was Abbott, and I'm just going to click through and I'll start to show you why I like the stock. So I can overlay all the major moving averages, and with it coming up near this high, I can already tell that it's going to be a good one. And I can also overlay the 20-day average volume. And so you can see 3 days in a row, the stocks had great volume. Even if it were one day, that would get my interest. And it did a few days ago. So I've been trading this for a while. And that big volume happened right in here, and I could see how it was coming off of this support level right in here, and we've had nice follow through the last 2 days, and it's gotten through this horizontal resistance point as well. So love the stock, liked it today. On a down day, stock established a high, and then it was grinding higher even when the market was down. Now, I'm not going to have this overlay up for the whole presentation, but I'm going to just put it up right now. So I typed in the symbol, type in SPY in this overlay box, click OK, and now I can see how the stock performed relative to the market. Market down on the open, stock up. It pulls back a little bit. This is a nice entry point, and I did buy some Abbott earlier today. I could see that the stock was pulling back with the market, found support. I'm in here, grind, grind, grind. I sold it here near the high of the day. Very nice little trade. And in particular, during this very tight, compressed trading range that the market is in, very important to look for these pullbacks. I don't like buying stocks when they make these big runs like that, because that's when you have a chance of having it reverse on you. And then now, after this pullback, you're wondering, should I be in or out? Or you could be stopped out right in here and take a loss on the trade. Wait for these pullbacks. Wait for some visible signs of support, and then you can get in the trade. Love these compressions here. That's also a nice entry point. So Abbott's going to stay on. Performed well relative to the market. You can see how it closed near the high of the day when the market actually finished just a little bit lower. I'm going to right click and remove the SPY overlay. It just gunks up my chart, but I wanted to show you how you can actually overlay that. And let's go to the next stock. Adobe. Tech stocks today were weak relative to the market, so anything tech related was pretty soft. So you can see the stock pulled back and never really recovered. We'll take a look at the daily chart. This is why I liked it. You had this nice breakout right in here. It's on a buy signal, big volume in here. Stock moved up, compressed up here. You know, if the market had been a little bit stronger today, the stock would have held up better. It had to fight the sector. I still like it as long as it holds this little compression and doesn't come back in here. I'm going to keep it on the list. AEP, nice price action. It gets to stay. AIG, not bad. Take a look, make sure that the major moving averages have been maintained. Yes, it has. We've got a nice little horizontal breakout right here. We've got good volume. These are the things that I look for. So technically, nice little breakout through horizontal resistance. Stock has been able to move higher. And we've got all three major moving averages working in our favor as well. It gets to stay. AMAT. On a weak tech day, this stock wanted to move higher. Look at that volume. This is the kind of stock that I want to buy on dips. So today, you had stock wanting to move higher. It pulls back because the market sold off. Going to put up the 1-0 squeeze study here. And you can see it squeezing right in here by these yellow dots right in here. So this was a natural entry point right there. You've got your yellow dots. You've got a little bit of horizontal resistance. Get in here. Nice trade. Probably can get out right here at the high of the day. I don't think I traded AMAT today. And then here you've got a nice compression later in the day, right in this level. Draw your horizontal line. You could place a buy order in the platform. Very easy to do. All you have to do is click buy and then line it up with that compression, drop it right there, and you're set. Now we're in after hours markets, so I'm not going to place that order. I'm going to cancel it. You can also see the stock had very nice volume on the close. So in a day when tech was down, I'll bring up QQQ and see. Tech fell pretty hard, never quite recovered, never got back to the start of the day. But AMAT did, stays on the list. I like it. Here's a stock that looked really good the day before. Really nice volume. Breakout through horizontal resistance. Big volume. Loved everything about this stock. I traded it this morning. Stock opened up higher, pulled back with the market, compressed. I bought some early on the open. I bought some here, ran up, and as soon as it started to kind of roll over in here, I got suspicious. I stopped out of the trade, made a little bit of money on it, and good thing that I did because it really started to fall apart in here. But it had a nice bounce on the close, but guess what? It didn't do what I expected it to. I saw some weakness. I'm going to remove the symbol from my list. So I'm going to go through and look at all the stocks that I have in here, and I'm going to perform the same procedure. I'd like to whittle down to about 40 or 50 stocks. That's ideal for me. That's a very manageable list to work with. So let me go in and I'm going to just start scanning. As I see something that I like, I'm going to hit this plus sign because that will tag the stock for me and I can go back and capture those symbols later. There's a list here called tag and I don't have anything in it right now. As I start clicking that plus sign on stocks that I like, this is going to start populating. So I'm going to go into my scanner. I'm going to take off my filters for my trading system because I want to see everything. My system will help me identify stocks that are currently on a buy signal, but I'm not going to use that. So I'm just going to click through these and I'm looking primarily at daily charts. So if I look at a chart and I see that the stock has had a really bad day or it's broken technical support, I'll know it based on this last candle. So let's go through and take a look at what we've got. see if there's any stocks that I want to put on my list. Again, I am looking for strength and volume. So very important to me. Nope. Herky-jerky, choppy. I don't see anything there that tells me this stock is going higher, even though it had a good day. So I'm just going through my gainers list. This is about as generic a search as you're going to find. Now remember, I'm not looking for dogs. Okay, this stock has been on hard times. It formed a base right in here. It got a little bit of a pop today. You could say, well, gee, it's not like, really trashed or anything, and it's on that 50-day moving average that it just got through. I want something better. I want something stronger than that. EXAS, nice breakout here, good volume. You can tell probably a pretty thin stock. I'll put it on the list. We'll keep an eye on it tomorrow. So I'm going to avoid the play-by-play commentary. You'll just see me clicking on these symbols and looking at charts. Oh yeah, I like that. No volume though. But I do like that breakout, and I like the strength in the close on the high. I'm going to add it. I know Vertex will go into a 5-minute chart. It tends to trade in these big sweeping moves like this, so it's a pretty volatile one. The only way I would ever buy a stock like this is if you had a run like that and a pullback to the prior level or close to it. This is a good entry point. This is a good entry point in here. That would be a good entry point, but you can't buy these spikes up in here. You have to let the stock come into you. So I'm going to go down to the next symbol, and here we've got GOLD. It's a gold stock, very choppy. I don't see anything good there. We've got WHR coming off of this level here, but nothing great. I've got STMP. Stock is above this horizontal resistance level. Stock looks pretty good, but it's made a really big run in here, and you can see how it really pulled back hard yesterday. It's on a sell signal. It's below this breakout, so it's not of any great interest to me. This is nice and orderly. You had the stock popping out, making new high, comes back, finds support, and now it's starting to move higher, but it's still not anything I'm crazy about. I'm going to see a lot of great stocks, especially if I go through the gainers list. So I'm going to just keep looking for the ones that I want to have in my list. I'm going to be picky. This is pretty nice here. Win. You can see it's had some pretty good volume in here, and you can see how it's breaking out to a new all-time high on a buy signal. That gets a plus. DY? No, this is not what I'm looking for. This is what I'm trying to avoid. I do not want stocks like this. Cannot reinforce that enough. Now, the stock had a nice day and it bounced, but the problem with putting a stock like this in your list is that you come in the next day and you see early strength and you go, oh, it looks great, it looks great. Oh yeah, it's gonna keep bouncing, it's gonna keep going. And so, you buy a compression and then the sellers come back and whoosh, you get the next wave of selling. I don't want to be prone to that. That's the last thing I want to have on my mind when I'm clicking through my list and looking for stocks. In the back of my mind, I want to know this stock is rock solid. I have nothing to worry about. So, very, very important point right here. I don't want any of those. There might be other searches that I can use and other trading methods that I can use for stocks like that, but not in this case. I'm looking for strength. This is really nice, okay? Compression right in here, good volume, beautiful. That's going on the list. Really nice. Very nice. Nope. Yep. And also you'll see that the volume here has been good. So you got your horizontal breakout, nice orderly trading pattern in here. And I do look at what the stock does on a daily basis. If it's like this, up, down, up, down, up, down, all over the place, I don't want anything to do with it. Forget it. You want nice, tight, orderly, predictable trading patterns. And you can have some stocks will go into a nice tight pattern like this, and then they'll go into a choppy period, and then they'll smooth out again. You want them when they're like this. Now, this stock tends to be really choppy. So, in fact, COL, I can't remember if I added that to the list, so I'm going to click on it right now. This stock tends to be very choppy. If I bring up a 15-minute chart, you might see a little bit of it, but not too bad actually. This is an energy stock. You can see it put in a nice day, but I don't want anything to do with this. Very nice. Really like this. This gets a little star. Big volume. Really nice breakout here. Comes up and compresses. It's been trying to break out for a couple of days here, and today did a pretty good job. So I'm going to definitely add that one. Nope. Yeah, if it gets through this resistance in the next few days, it's of interest. Decent volume, but not right now. Oh yeah, definitely like that one. Nope. FNV, it's got the breakout, it's got the compression, it's got pretty good volume. Got to see if it's got a decent. See, this is a little bit choppy in here. You get these waves where it goes in spurts. Not crazy about it. I'll look at it on a, here you can see on a 15-minute chart. Just, it's choppy. A lot of big candles. I'm not adding it. I want better. I know I already have better. I know I can find better. Nope, not interested. Although in this one instance, there's a caveat. If this stock has come into this gap, I will put it on the list. If it's been able to break through this horizontal resistance and come into this gap on heavy volume, then I'm interested. It has earnings after the close today, so maybe tomorrow it will. But for right now, it stays off the list. Actually, I'm going to add that just because it'll remind me to take a look at the earnings. LEA, really choppy. I mean, coming through here, fine. It's breaking out, but the day-to-day price action on this stock is choppy. And I've got to believe, yes, on an intraday basis, really kind of herky-jerky as well. 15-minute chart. A little bit better, not as bad. I'm still going to leave it off because it's up one day, it's down the next. I'm not crazy about it. I can find better. Nope. So I think you get the idea here. Nope. 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 That's interesting. It had earnings, a big run up, and a big gap through earnings before the open, and it filled that gap in all the way. I'm going to add it to the list because when I look at it, I'll be able to see if it trades below that prior day close, and if it does, I have no interest. If it's able to come down, test it, and bounce and run, it's got good volume. It could go. It might have just gotten ahead of itself today in a weak market, so I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. Just passing by all these. Don't have any interest in that. No interest in that till it breaks out. Yes, this is pretty nice. Good volume. I like it. Got resistance here. Nice run after earnings. Pulls back. Able to hold most of the gains. Compresses. Comes up here. Makes a new high. Now we're starting to see some continuation. We got the volume. Decent orderly trading pattern. A little jerky in here early today, but once it got going, it was pretty good and fairly stable most of the time. So yeah, we're going to add that to the list. Really nice gap, volume, follow through in weak market conditions. This one's already on the list, but yeah, Nice. Compressing. This stock could get going at any time. I know that it has been able to hold this compression. It's been able to hold the gains. This could be ready for the next leg higher, and it had a pretty decent day today. So I am going to add it. And I'm also going to take off my trading signals here. Just obscures the chart. That's pretty good. No volume. I'll add it. So we're almost done with this list. And then I'll end up going through all of my lists and doing exactly the same. This process will normally take me probably a half an hour for a bullish list, maybe an hour, if it's a particularly busy day today. I'm actually explaining what I'm doing, so it's taking me a little bit longer. NTRI, that's kind of interesting chart in there. Kind of like the compression and the breakout here. And we've got the major moving averages. It's got to get through the 50-day. I'm not going to add it, but it's not bad. It's got some volume coming in here too, so I kind of like that. BDX, pretty choppy. It did break out today, but it's a choppy little stock. I like this poking through this compression right here on good volume. That gets added. Now it's still got to get through this horizontal resistance here, but that's close. It challenged it today in a weak market, and it got through this horizontal resistance right here on good volume. I like it. We're going to add it. And then I'm just going to show you some of the other lists that I look at. I go through all of them. I have so many searches here. That's nice. That's good. Have so many searches. They all work really well. This can get added, but it's too choppy. This is ADR, so I'm going to take a skip on that one. This is nice. Good volume there. Big run up compression here, starting to get going. Volume's dropped off a little bit, but yeah, we're going to add that one. Again, I want to know that tomorrow, if I look at a stock and it's been pulling back and I know that it's got this strong tailwind, I can put my buy orders in with confidence. That's pretty nice. Only a few more stocks in this list and we're done. And then we'll move on. That's really nice. PayPal's been one that we followed recently. This is really nice. Nice horizontal resistance. Nice little ascending triangle here. Breakout, volume, yeah, like it. This has the compression and the gap, but I'd like to see more time spent down here forming a base before it moves in to try and fill the gap. So I'm going to take a pass on that. Not bad. Continuing to grind higher. We'll add it. Little compression in here, breaking out, good volume. Not crazy about TRV, but I will add it. I can always cull it out afterwards if I don't like it. This is nice. Compression, breakout. Would love to see more volume in here. I'm not getting the volume, but we'll add it. This one could go anytime, good volume. It's on that breakout right here, so we'll add it. Could have added that if I wanted to. I like this. This is nice. Compression, really steady, nice, solid price action to a new high in a weekday. Good volume in here. Just solid, really good. I would have no problem buying this stock if it opened lower tomorrow and compressed. It's exactly what I have in mind. And right now, you have the market makers basically fading any big move. Yes, we like that one. What I mean by that is that if you buy a stock that opens higher, yeah, that looks good. That looks good. And one more stock. Looks okay. So what I was mentioning is that if you've got a stock that opens higher and it looks like it's going to run, I'm trying to think of one that I can bring up for you. A stock that, well, let's take Google. So Google, been strong, strong, strong. Everything looks great. Come into the market today and it looks like it's going to just keep right on running. Oh, let's buy some. Let's get in. As soon as you get in, the door gets slammed in your face and the bottom falls out. And when the market is very, very compressed, you have to buy these pullbacks and these compressions right in here. That's a good entry point. This is okay. This is okay. I did buy some calls on Google today on this compression right here. As soon as it poked up right there, I went, okay, I'm in. My reason for that is that I knew my downside risk was very contained because I had this support that's been there all day, really, really tightly wound, and I had the market starting to improve. It bounced off the low in here and then it kind of compressed, and now it looked like it was going to start going again. So I bought the calls and I thought, you know, Google's been so strong. If the market rallies, it's going to follow. Even if the market doesn't, it's probably going to be able to hold this support. So I have very limited downside risk with nice upside potential. And so now I would go through, I do my gap up list, same thing. Take a look at some of these, see what happened today. I'm going to take off that SPY overlay. And this stock actually got going late in the day. It looks like it had a big spike on, I believe there's a takeover rumor. There's your gap. And I looked at that chart earlier and I wasn't too interested in it. So I'm going to bring up the daily chart. And EXAS we already have. Don't like that. That we already have. That we looked at. PF I like. ADNT, no. And once I've already looked through a few of these lists, I know what I've already seen. So I know I've seen that. I know I looked at that. And now I'll go to my 5-day high list. This is the process that I go through. And then I'll go through and I'll look at all my reversals. So I'll look at all these stocks in here. I'll look at all these searches. I'll go into my continuations. I'll look at all these searches, go through the same process. Then I'll go into my strong candidates, ASI Bull. I'll go in and take a look at Day Bull. I'll go in and look at the buy dip. I'll go look at Bull Run, Pop Bull, Pop Bull Plus. These are all excellent, excellent searches. In fact, these stocks in here make it really easy because I already know that a lot of the criteria that I look for in a stock are already factored in. In fact, if you want to cut to the quick, you can see ones I've already marked in the gainers list: EXAS, VRTX, ALGN, NXPI. I mean, those are 4 right off the top of the list. So WLTW, I did that. DRI, I did that. MAR, I knew I'd like that because I've got a couple of other hotels in there. GSK doesn't trade real well. Trades more like an ADR. And so you get these big gaps. I'm going to take a pass on that. But that is the process. I think that you probably have a feel for what I'm looking for. But again, I want that strength. I want to know that when I come in tomorrow, if I have a stock that's pulling back with confidence, I can come in and I can buy it. Let me go back to my list, and I'm going to take a look at some of the stocks that I know I traded early on today. I know I traded, actually, I might as well stop here for a second. Remember, I told you about that tag list. Every time I clicked on a symbol right now when I was doing this video, these stocks are all saved in this table so I can go back and review them afterwards, and I can call out any that were kind of borderline. And then I can also save this list or save the symbols and move them to my own watch list, and then it'll be ready for tomorrow. So when I come in, I've already got my stocks. So let me go into my master list, and we'll take a look at, I know I traded Biosoft this morning, and it had pulled back in here. I didn't wait long. It pulled back and it bounced before the market even did, so I bought it in here. Didn't even wait for the compression. That was a nice trade. I might have bought it when it got back to the prior day's close. Let's see here. CONN I traded, DEC I traded, but not early in the day. I'm trying to find stocks that I traded early. I know Intuit I traded. Same deal here. It had pulled back. Once it got back to the prior close, I was in it right in here. Sold out of it right about in this level here. And let me keep going down here and finding MChip I was in early. Stock really wanted to go, pulled back, and right in here I could see that the market was still pretty soft, and so I bought it right in here, sold it right in here. This is exactly what I'm talking about. When the market is flat, I feel like the market makers can play games with you. They wait for everybody to rush in on a stock like this. You look at the daily and you go, oh baby, that's so nice. Look at that. You got the breakout. Oh my God, it's gapping higher. This thing is gonna go. So you come in, you buy it early. Uh-oh. Well, this is partly because of the market, but partly because this is the normal price action. They run and gun it, and then they yank the floor out from underneath you. You have to buy these pullbacks. In this market right now, we've had days and days and days where the market has a 3-point S&P range for the whole day. And if you're not out there trying to pick up on these lows right here, you're going to have a very, very tough time making money. And when you get the run, you have to set passive targets. You could take the money and run. Now, if the market were trending and we had a market tailwind, you could hang on to these and milk them and really ride the trade for a decent gain. But right now, as soon as you get that nice pop and you start to see some resistance, get the heck out. Take your profits. Wait for the next compression. If it looks good, you can get in here. And then at least you have a good entry point. At least you know that there's support here. Your downside's fairly limited, and if you get that release, you'll have nice upside to it without having the downside risk to it. So MChip was another one that I traded early, and again, when I got this pullback, I wasn't fumbling around going, I don't know if it's a good stock. I don't know if it's a strong stock. It bounced yesterday, but maybe it'll sell off again today because it's at the low end of the range. Absolutely not. This is a good stock. I know that buyers are close at hand. They want to be in this name. I'm going to buy it on this pullback, and I will sell it when it releases. That's the mentality that you have to be in. 3M pulled back, had a great day yesterday. In fact, I was trying to buy options on it today. I put it in my option chat. Never got a chance. It didn't pull back with the market. As soon as it got back to the prior day's close in here, I went, oh, this thing's going. So I bought some 3M. Beautiful trade. I didn't ride it this long. I think it was out on this compression right in here. Great stock though. NSC I know is one I traded this morning. Had this pullback. It's been super, super strong. And I bought it right in here. Sold it in here, and I made a little money on it. Not a lot. I didn't like the fact that it was starting to roll over so easily. So I was out of that. But you got a really nice chance on it later in the day if you're patient. And you had this compression here. So the way you would do it is you'd wait for these yellow dots to line up here, and then I take the whole group of yellow dots and I look at the closing high on a 5-minute basis, and that is where I would put my buy. I place the order. You could place an alert if you want to, but then that takes time. Then you've got to go in, you actually have to place the order. Why not just place the order? I know I like the stock. Click buy, drop it, drop the line. It's a buy stop. If you place the line above the current stock price, it knows it's a buy stop. If you place the buy line below the current price, it knows it's a buy limit order. So the system's very smart. It's very easy to use. I'll go into placing trades on the platform tomorrow, but it's slick. So easy to trade. It has to be because we're really, the opportunities come very quickly. You don't have time to hem and haw. You've got to be ready, and those trades have to be firing. And if I'm placing buy orders and I'm spending most of my time early in the day doing that, then the second hour is really spent watching what comes in and then managing those trades and managing what the market's doing as well, kind of adjusting my risk throughout the course of the day. RYAM is one that I tried today. That was a nice one. Really nice. You get your compression here, you get your breakout. See, this is the kind of price action that you get off of buying a low. You get this nice follow through, and you know that the buyers are there. So nice steady price action as opposed to some of the stocks like I'll use Abbott because it's been, I mean, I like Abbott. It's been a good stock to trade. But let's say that you come in and you get this boom, 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 boom. Okay, everything's grinding. Oh, it looks great. Oh, yeah, here we go. Oh, it just broke out to a new high. Oh, this is going to be great. Oh, my God, what happened? They just lopped 40 cents off of that stock. Now I'm down. Now I'm losing money. What the heck? That's what happens when the market is super, super tight. You get very little follow through. As soon as you get a move, especially making a new high of the day, making a new all-time high, you can expect that somebody is going to come in and they are going to spank that thing. And so if you're trading these types of setups, buying in here is just very, very dangerous these days. I don't advise it. You've got to either buy these pullbacks or just let it go. Look for another stock, and that's why it's good to have a list of maybe 40 or 50 stocks. And what I did early in the day today was I went through and I had my list and I just sorted by net change. I didn't even want to look at anything that was up this morning because I didn't want to fall into this trap where, oh yeah, here we go. Looks great. Was great yesterday. It's great today. Let's buy some. Whoosh. Wrong. I wanted exactly the opposite. Today, I wanted the sellers to come in and knock that stock down. Give me your best shot. Knock me out. Show me what you got. And then when you've driven that stock into the ground and you can't drive it any further, and I start to see other buyers coming in to support that stock, that's when I want to be in it too. This isn't what you have to do all the time. It will work if you use this strategy all the time, but we're really in a scalping environment right now. So you have to be super, super patient because you will have no market tailwind at all. Whatever you get out of the stock, it's going to have to do it on its own, and you're going to have to make sure that your entry point is excellent. So I hope that these pointers have really helped you. Now I'm going to spend the rest of my time going through and developing my list for tomorrow. I'll have a follow-up video, and when I come in tomorrow, I'm going to evaluate the market conditions. I'm going to determine how I want to approach the market. If it's up, I have to approach it a little bit more cautiously than if we get a market pullback like we did today. If we get that market pullback, I'll be able to more easily identify relative strength within my stock list, and it'll be easier for me to know which stocks I want to jump on right away. So again, this is the routine that you need to go through. The trading day does not end when the closing bell sounds. You have to put an extra hour or two into your research and analysis. This is a great time to do it. It's very relaxing. Put some music on, look at charts, flip through them, get your list together. When you come in the next day, you are going to be armed with some fantastic stocks. Then all you're going to be looking for is those pullbacks. Hey, there's a pullback and a compression. Put my buy line in there. If the stock pops, I'm going to be in the trade. Then you're in trade management mode and you're watching the market. Very, very easy to do instead of the day of. You come in, you turn on your computer screen, you start pecking around and looking for this and that, and oh, this stock is up on news, and oh, yeah, I remember that stock looked kind of good yesterday. You don't want to do that in the morning. You want to come in fresh, you want to be armed with your list, and when that opening bell rings, you want to be ready for action. Now you're just looking through your list and you're getting ready to place some trades. I hope this video helps you. Look for the other ones on order execution and trade management. Trade well.